So what I go on, peeps? So I put a post up about praying for the Prime Minister. And people get confused. Like, let me remind people the first thing first, I always say that, I'm an advocate for change. I am not an NDP supporter, ULP supporter, ULP, what do you call it, degrader, NDP promoter. I'm an advocate for change. Change for the betterment of my country. Even though I live there currently, my hope and dreams are still one day we come back on my yard. So, Vince in my bone. So, my Vincent abroad. You get me? Man. So, when we talk about my country, I see things from the outside. You look out, when they outside looking, you see more than when you sit down inside and realize we're going still. So, yes, man. So, I say, I'm an advocate for change, and sometimes people to get that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not really no group thing with nobody. Because I see things from my perspective and elaborate on them from my perspective. Yeah? So, when I say pray for the Prime Minister to get well, I confuse the whole nation. And everybody come and say, what side you on from? Well, that even on no side, But the point is this. We all could agree, whether ULP or NDP supporters, that there's a lot of issues that need to be accounted for under the ULP government. And I point that out, whether you're ULP or NDP. Now, we could all agree there are a lot of issues that went on in St. Vincent that lack accountability and need to be accounted for. Yeah? We know that the only time we're going to have a true and clear picture, transparency on the issues that have affected Vincent for the last 20 years under the leadership of the ULP would be when the ULP is out of power. When they're out of power and people could actually dig into the affairs of the government that was left behind, documented and left behind. Are the only chance. Even a bond it like how they burned on the last building a back street without the document in it. Yeah? And the only time we could hold them to account. But if the PM kick the bucket and walk away, how could hold him to account? The man kick the bucket. That's the easy way out, Daddy. That's the easy way out. No, sir. Me not want him kick no bucket. Me want him carry it. Healthy and drunk for lift the bucket and walk with it. Me not want him to kick the bucket. So pray for the Prime Minister. Simple as me I say. Me want him in health and in strength. Yes? I'm expecting that that man would live on to see changes in SVG. That the St. would change government. And that government will unite that country. And with unity, there's always going to be progress. And he will live to see the progression that St. Vincent is making, is capable of achieving, yeah, when we work together. But if you take the easy way out, we can't accomplish that. So yes, man, pray for the man. We want him alive, strong and healthy, to witness changes. Yes, and at the same time, to give accountability for all the mishap that he has done. The Prime Minister left the country and gone, say he can't look for because he decided to choke him. He must have got bad gas, you man go drink some bush and belch and I can't tell people, win and gas, man. Drink some, when you come to again, graveyard and shadow vinny and thing and belch and poop, And then you drink some bush and feel better, You're gone. I Venezuela and what's it not. But on top of that, Missy Montgomery posted a thing about fuel. Proposed increase in transportation fares in St. Vincent. And his reason for that increase is that passengers are likely to pay more for transportation because of an increase in fuel charge. So, and his explanation is because of that is resulting in a global increase of fuel. Then the fuel charges in St. Vincent are going to increase, which means that the minibus operators are going to incur greater expense and they need to recuperate it somehow, which means they're going to have to raise the fares for passengers. But my confusion is this, how? Somebody please explain to me. There's massive confusion. What does the fuel cost in St. Vincent if none of our fuel now come from Russia? If all the fuel come from Venezuela or Trinidad, how? Just you say me confused. Yeah, no, I understand me say me confused. No, I understand now, innit? I mean, hope somebody's confused because if The fuel that come from Venezuela, yes, not from Russia, not Ukraine, it now cross into no Ukraine, we call it again, Russia water. So we have to maneuver through no kind of conflict zone, you know, at the same passage, same smooth Caribbean water, the fuel that travel to, transported from. How does that impact on the prices in Vincent? You see me I say, poor people, open the eye no man. Open the eye. You see all the minor government, the government of St. Vincent, what they did, they enriched themselves and they enriched their people, their friends and families. If you look deeply into all these big organizations in St. Vincent, these guys invest in them. They're getting dividends of these things. And the more money these people make, they don't care about you as a poor man now. The little pittance they love you, they want it back. So they find ways of getting it back out of your pocket. Yes? So by taking back that pittance, it increases their big pile, which means more money for them, and with their more money, yes, they get rich. And you just keep bearing the grind. You still keep voting for that to keep you down. Yeah? Vincent Shan, what happened to the country I knew? When we used to small, I jump up and I say, when I left from out in mama, when I'm buying, I go do this and do this to us. So what happened? What happened to us? How we reach to the stage where everybody walk and trample and use us and nobody now stand up and say no. I stand up and say this not right. People, why do you have to pay more for fuel when the war not impact you in any way? Your fuel not come from any of these countries. Your fuel not come from America. Your fuel not come from England. It not come from none. You come from Venezuela who are involved in the war. You see me I say? You see me confused? Nah man. Now just the minibus people for stand up and say something about this because you are going to pay more for gas. But the passengers, it's all it takes is start with one person. One person. And the others have to understand and join that one person. Somebody needs to take a stand. Stand up for change. It's time that SVGs change and people be accountable and take ownership of their own actions. Stand up for change.